It's all about safety. If you've followed the Woodsmith store for any length of time, you've heard me talk about some of my favorite tools in the shop. And today I thought I'd do that one more time. I think I'll talk about push blocks today. We all have them, you need them. So I have the one that came with the saw. There's a homemade. I've got one that I don't even know where it came from. And then one of my favorites is this one here. I probably use this one about 30% of the time, but the one that I use the most is this one. It's the Microjig gripper. Now don't get hung up on the colors here because it's an old one. It's pretty crusty. I've used it for years, but man, it works like a charm. So we're gonna get this all cleared off and we'll talk about the new one. So here's my new gripper. Looks a lot like the old gripper, all yellow. Works just the same. What I use this for the most is when I run a rabbet, dado, or a groove, I will use this all the time. And the reason for that is that with the gripper, I can get good, even downward pressure and inward pressure as I run that workpiece through the blade. So I always get a good flat bottom cut when I'm done. And this is where the magic happens. This is called a grip traction, and this is what grips that wood and you're able to push it through with no problems and making a good, clean cut. So another task that I'll use the gripper on is when I'm ripping boards that the distance between the blade and the fence is going to be just a little bit too close for comfort. So as you can see here, the center leg is adjustable, and I've adjusted it so that that blade is going to run right between those two legs. So I'll be able to keep downward pressure and inward pressure as I make that rip cut. So another thing I really like the gripper for is if I need to cut some thin strips. So let me walk you through how I would do that. Position that board, I bring the gripper in. I want to make sure that this 1/4 inch leg will clear that blade. And there it does. So, but we're not through there because this is still a bit unstable. So it has a balance support to it that I'll drop down, tighten it up, and then I'm steady and ready to go. If in fact I wanted to cut something less than 1/4 inch, they do make an accessory leg that is 1/8 of an inch, and I actually use that quite a bit in my own projects. I've had a gripper in my shop for years. From a safety standpoint, you just can't beat it. Your hand is completely away from that blade. So to recap, center leg is adjustable. The legs are replaceable. The handle can adjust either direction to suit your level of comfort. And the balance support will accept different thicknesses of lumber. So for me, there's nothing not to like about the gripper. For more information on the gripper or anything else at the Woodsmith store, check us out at thewoodsmithstore.com.